everyone and welcome back. It's your friendly neighborhood French Canadian, and we're still gonna talk about Mileena and where she is on the tier list, because last video I made it in direct response to people freaking out, jumping the gun, saying she was low tier, that she had nothing good going on, that her damage was crap, that everything she did was negative, and I thought people were being honestly ridiculous, so I made a video saying she was top tier, so in the same fashion that they were jumping the gun and saying that she was low tier. Now after playing in the Combat League and long sets against people, I can safely say that she is not low tier, she is not high tier, she is probably mid-tier, but I don't know. No one knows so far. She's been out for 4 days exactly. That is not enough to know if a character is good or not. Like, everyone has their own opinion. Obviously, all the pros, or some of the pros, say she's really good. Most people on Twitter complain about her damage, which makes no sense because her damage is great. You know, she's a high risk, high reward type of character. That is how she's made. That is why everything she does is so negative. But again, if you look at the match that's playing in the background, I'm using, again, side slide, the command grab, and the extended strings. Mileena is meant to be played in a way that is unsafe because there is none of her strings that you can actually hit confirm. You could probably practice hit confirming off of forward 4-3. However, it's still really difficult to do. So sometimes you just gotta let the ball roll, if you know what I mean. Now, if you don't like taking that chance and you'd rather do ball roll when both of the hits hit in a string, which is easier to confirm into a combo, of course, then you can do that because, again, you can use a straight side and you can use the side slide. Now, some people know how to deal with it already. They know they have to use an advancing move when you do it, but it only works on some strings. Like if you use it on a 4-4-3, then it's pretty unsafe, but on some strings like back 1-1, it's really good to use. Or even a 3-4 because of the pushback of that string on block and the pushback or the added pushback of side slide. I don't think she's a bad character, but I also don't believe she's a character that's going to give you easy wins. A lot of things that I see people are just not using, you have to use her sweep because its range is really good, and you have to use her safe overhead. You also have to use her forward too. And when you play the way I play her, with the command grab, you gain, yes, it's only just on her pokes, but it's still something you gain to add on her offense. You can also, you know, do the move in neutral, you gain the armor breaker, which gives you a crushing blow, and there's 2 ways to get that crushing blow, so there's added damage there and added utility. So I don't know what these Mileena players are using to say that she's bad, but it's definitely not the setup that I'm using. Because if you go on Twitter, the only thing you see is buff Mileena, buff Mileena, buff Mileena. I think these people are jumping the gun, just like it's jumping the gun to say that she's top tier, right? But I think the more people will get to play her, they'll make it work, you know what I mean? Like, the more you play against people at people speed and not at AI speed, because those speeds are very different. Obviously, you know, the AI is never going to play like a human being. The more you get used to that, the more you'll figure out what actually works against people. So in these matches, you're going to see me use back 1 a lot. You're going to see me stagger it. You're going to see me do a lot of 1-1 and 1+3. I'll do like back 4s and then her back 2 and then her forward 2. Like, all of these things, they all add to our offense. I don't think it's the best offense in the game, but I do think that in the right hands, you know, when people will get used to her, used to playing her, and again figuring out what works against other people, she will be extremely deadly. You know, it's come to my attention that when people ask for buffs for a character that is not necessarily really bad, it's because it doesn't give them easy wins, and that's what people want. They want easy wins, they don't want to work for it, because people don't know what balance really means. They just want their main to be broken. And Mileena will not give you easy wins, and not like MKX, where you needed all but 1 brain cell to play her. That's what people want. But I will end this video on this note. It's okay if your character is mid-tier. It's okay if Mileena ends up being mid-tier, because the most important part, the thing that keeps people playing games is fun. Now, if you're not having fun playing a character, you're not gonna have fun playing the game. But in this meta, I think Mileena is an extremely fun character to play. Now, it can be just my personal preference, but I would rather she be low tier than she would be boring, a brain dead, top tier material. I do think that she struggles in some areas. Her range sucks. She is slow in a lot of areas, but that just means that you just have to play smarter. You have to play neutral smarter. You have to mix up your opponent with all the great buttons that she has. Her back 2, her back 4, her forward 2, as I said before. So these are my honest thoughts about Mileena. I'm still extremely happy with her. I'm having so much fun, and I really hope that you are as well. So everyone, have yourself a very good weekend, and go on and play some Mortal Kombat.